Hello and welcome to In the Envelope, an awards podcast. I am, as always, your host, Jack Smart, the awards editor at Backstage, your guide to the acting industry and the most trusted name in casting. We're here to give you a front row seat to the small screen's biggest awards race, the 2017 Emmy Awards. This season of In the Envelope is brought to you by HBO.
We're petty people, and we do petty things to each other on set, and it's great. And I think the pettiest thing is that I got to go on his show.
and kind of steal the show
and kind of have an Emmy nomination from it. I was like, yes, I swagger jacked his show.
You really did.
It's so great.
We are in the final stretch of episodes, Jamie, are we not?
Yeah.
How are you holding up?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited for September 17th, the 69th Emmy Awards, hosted by Stephen Colbert on CBS. And in fact, I have some questions for you.
I mean, yeah.
I thought it might be fun to test you on some Emmys trivia, which, some of these, I have some softballs for you. You don't have to worry. You're not going to look, too out of touch with Emmys history. And, it's why it's called trivia. It's not crucial information.
Can I prep this by saying that we discussed this prior to recording? And the idea is that it demonstrates that Jack knows about Emmys and I know about podcasts, but I don't get to ask Jack any questions. So it's very one-sided.
You totally could. You could follow up these questions with questions about what is a decibel? And how many of the decibels are you supposed to record audio at?
Are we talking luffs or?
I don't know what that is.
No, I didn't. No.
I think I would fail any quiz about podcasting, which is sort of ironic. This is it. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, go on then.
This is Emmys Trivia. I swear it's going to be fun. Okay.
I'll find a theme tune for it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can you add fun, game show music?
Yeah, I'll do that now.
Right now. Presenting Emmy Awards Trivia. Jamie, your first question.
Yep.
Which television program has the most Emmy nominations ever?
Ever?
Mm-hmm. You'll get this. You can get this.
Well, it's between, Game of Thrones?
No. Good guess, but no.
Sopranos?
No.
Oh.
Think about a long-running show.
Oh, long-running show.
That has accumulated Emmy Award nominations.
A long-running show.
Plenty of awards as well. Their grand total is 221 Emmy nominations. In second place is the show ER, which has 124, the most of any drama. There's another hint. And 221 is, it's a show that is still on. It is a show that got a ton of Emmy nominations this year.
Oh my God, I'm just completely blanking.
The answer is, time's up. The answer is Saturday Night Live.
Oh, of course. How silly of me.
This is so much fun. Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
Second question. Who holds the record for the most acting Emmy trophies? An actor.
And actor in the 21st century is male or female?
Yes, correct. Which actor, male or female, has the most acting Emmys?
This is how long?
I feel like this one is
the 69th hard. Emmy, so it really is quite a large pool of people to pick from.
It could be anybody. Yeah, it's true. The answer is Cloris Leachman.
Oh, it was on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, was it really?
No, never even heard of this person.
Okay, great. Well, she has 8 Emmy acting trophies for The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Malcolm in the Middle, and others. Follow-up question. Which Emmy-nominated actor this year could tie that record? She was nominated this year, and she could tie...
Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
Bingo! Ding, 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 ding. You got it. And you also got half of it correct, because there is another actress also nominated this year who could tie the record for 8 wins. Any guesses at who that is?
Another one?
Yes. Oh. Hint. She's in the same category this year as Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Has she appeared on our podcast?
No. I wish.
No, I don't know.
Allison Janney. You get full credit for that, though, because that was correct. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, if she wins this year, will tie the record for most acting Emmys, and also she already holds the record for most consecutive wins in the same category for the same role. Boom. Who this year could become the youngest ever winner of an Emmy Award? You can get this, Jamie. You can
youngest.
Get this.
Someone.
Yes. Very young.
From Stranger Things.
It's a show. Correct.
And
do you know who?
No.
You don't know her name?
I can't off the top of my head, I can't.
I'm giving you full credit for that answer because you nailed it.
Okay.
Sort of. Millie Bobby Brown, who was 13 years old, is nominated for featured actress in a drama. She could win. She'd become the youngest Emmy winner ever. That'd be amazing.
Definitely, she deserves it.
Yes. Okay, last question.
Oh, another one?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. Last question, and I know you can get this. What is the most awarded scripted series, so not Saturday Night Live, in Emmy history? Hint, you guessed it earlier.
Well, I said about 20 different series. Okay, so let's run through the ones that I said. Sopranos, Breaking Bad.
Oh, no.
Game of Thrones.
Yes, there it is. Okay, ding, 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 ding. Okay, because Game of Thrones, the thing about Game of Thrones is that it broke this record last year. It actually passed the record held by Frasier, which had 37 Emmys.
That's amazing.
The most awarded scripted show. And now Game of Thrones has 38, which is kind of remarkable considering it was only 6 seasons.
I was going to say, it was only 6 seasons, yeah.
Exactly. Frasier was a much longer running show, and it must be pointed out, Game of Thrones is still on.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones will be eligible for Emmys in 2018. So 38 wins could very well increase.
And based on this season, there's no way it's not going to win Emmys next year. So
I know.
Yeah, we'll see how the end of the run is, but
we'll see what the odds are of getting them on this podcast.
Yeah. Can we call this quiz over now?
Yes,
Not that I haven't had a great time.
Yes, we can. Yes. Congratulations, Jamie. You win our prize of
being able to leave.
I don't know what the prize is. Yeah, being able to leave. No, you win our prize of being able to listen to our interview for today, which was with the very talented and very charming and very exciting young actor, Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a great interview? It was, if I remember correctly.
It was. It's been a couple of weeks now.
Uh-huh. And we did get into it. We did talk about, in addition to the kind of the technicalities and this is an actor who's appearing in a boatload of projects on film and TV all over the place right now. We got into the career side of things and the craft side of things, but we also did talk about loss and how that's affected his life and his year, because it's been a whirlwind of a year for him.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. For those who don't know who Brian Tyree Henry is, he is perhaps best known for playing up-and-coming rapper Paperboy on FX's Atlanta, which is Donald Glover's award-winning comedy that's going into the Emmys with a ton of momentum. But Brian is Emmy nominated for his guest role on NBC's breakout drama, This Is Us, which maybe you've heard of it. Because who hasn't heard of it?
How could you not? Yeah.
It's such an amazing show. There's a reason it's doing wonders for NBC. And Brian is one of many, many actors. It's such an amazing cast of performers. But he appears in one episode. It's an episode called Memphis. It's a very, very emotional episode. You should definitely watch it if you haven't. And Brian sings a song. He plays a singer. He plays a cousin of one of the main characters. And he sings a very, very beautiful song.
Sadly, no singing in this episode.
No, I mean, I almost wanted him to... aren't there copyright issues where, like, we can't have him, like, sing the song again, right? Probably. Brian, you'll have to come back onto the podcast. If you're listening, you have to come back. And this is someone who will come back because he has a very, very bright future ahead of him.
Yeah.
We talked about his best friend, Sterling K. Brown, who is the star of This Is Us, who I interviewed last year when he was kind of in the same position of just being about to blow up all over the place. And not to jinx Brian or anything, but Sterling did then go on to win an Emmy Award.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
It's your magic touch.
Oh, it's all because of me. It's true. Should we get to our interview?
Yeah, I think it's about time.
Let's take a short break and then go to our interview with Brian Tyree Henry. This episode is brought to you by HBO's original drama series, Westworld. Westworld is a dark odyssey about the dawn of artificial consciousness and the evolution of sin. Set at the intersection of the near future and the reimagined past, it explores a world in which every human appetite can be indulged. Vanity Fair calls it a rare kind of transporting television, beautifully acted and intricately written, for your Emmy consideration in Outstanding Drama Series and all other categories. Brian Tyree Henry is a rising actor, best known for his role as Alfred Paperboy Miles on FX's comedy Atlanta. He received his first Emmy nomination for Guest Actor in a Drama Series for NBC's This Is Us. He is a Yale School of Drama trained actor who also appeared in the original Broadway cast of The Book of Mormon. Here it is, our interview with Brian Tyree Henry. You were on 2 of the biggest shows of the year.
Wow. Which are they again?
One of
Which one? I don't remember.
And the other one won multiple Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're doing tons of movies. It seems like there's all kinds of stuff.
6 films coming out next year, man.
So you're based in New York, but filming here?
Everywhere. I literally filmed a movie in New York, which I got to do one of my bucket list things, and that's like do a friend scene while walking through Central Park.
Uh-huh.
You know, like with a cup of coffee. Classic. I was like, yeah, I made it,
Was this for a rom-com? Or?
Yeah, that's for a rom-com. How did you know? How did you know Central Park and coffee, right? I mean, and then after that, I went to Atlanta to film a movie with Taylor Schilling, which was amazing.
Cool.
And then Cleveland for White Boy Rick with McConaughey, and then where the hell was I after that? Then I went back here for Hotel Artemis with Sterling, the movie I got to film with Sterling, and then Chicago for Widows, Steve McQueen, to work with Viola Davis again.
Oh my God.
And Colin Farrell, which was unbelievable. And then here I just worked with David Oyelowo doing a thriller.
Wow.
And
that sounds insane.
It was a lot. I played a lot of people. So basically, I don't know who the hell I am. So you need to tell me what my name is and where I'm at, because I have no idea who I am right now.
Yeah.
But it's been
great.
That
is amazing. And at what point is the Emmy nomination?
I know, right? It's like
succession of
that, and I completely forgot. Like while I was filming in Chicago, that like the Emmy nominations were coming out, and I was like, oh right, that. Like oh my God, that. What does that mean? Yeah. So you basically do everything you can to deflate. And like you get all the bourbon you need by the bedside, you know what I mean? And like and then that happened that morning, man, and it's like, what the hell is going on? Like
insane.
But it's great.
Well, and what is it true? Is it safe to say that your work on This Is Us covered a day, a week? Very, very short.
It took me a day. I think
an actual day.
It took 2 days. It took 2 days. Okay. It was actually 2 days that I did This Is Us, because I got to do young Ricky, and then the next day was getting in all my prosthetics to do old Ricky.
Amazing.
And and then like I learned the song like a day before I shot.
The day before?
Yeah, like the day before I shot it is when I learned it. And and it was so crazy is that before I shot it, I had this really bad tonsil inflammation that was happening. I was like, I gotta sing on this show, man. Well, it was just, you know, like it was so funny because I was like, of course this happens right now. Like, of course, I was like, whatever, man. We're gonna get some antibiotics. We're gonna kill this, man.
But you did.
It went well.
You did it.
I think it helped with the raspiness of the song. Like,
yeah.
It's like,
it's amazing.
My tonsils are.
You sounded amazing.
Thank you so much.
And most people know you as Paperboy, who doesn't sing.
Who doesn't sing? And most people know me as Brian Tyree Henry, who doesn't sing. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, okay. Sure.
Well, Broadway audiences know.
Yeah.
Or have a familiarity with you. Is that?
Yes, they do. Book of Mormon, man. Original cast, Book of Mormon. Which is so funny because it's like, then you're singing it as an ensemble, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like you're in the back.
Sure.
Like the only thing I really had that stands out vocally is when I'm playing Satan, which, you know, I love being able to say that sentence. You know, when I sang as Satan, it was
Satan. What was that vocal? Yeah, what did you do?
Like it was like giving you like Journey/Dio. Like, you know, you got to I was like, oh, that's great. Like, that's easy. We could do that.
Right.
But to be singled out for this song, like this really cool, like bluesy / like funk song, like it's just so
totally
like Siddhartha and Chris, man, who composed and wrote it. They really like got to the core of it and really like made a song that would really like capture my voice and, put my soul in there, man, because there's no way you can sing that song without, like, being connected to it and having that kind of thing. It was kind of difficult, I was like, this song is really beautiful. I don't know if I can sing. I don't know if I can do it, but it was good. That's
amazing that it was tied to your... how did you get involved?
A couple of ways, because, I'm not trying to say that, I've like kind of begged Sterling to get me on the show. But,
you want to work with Sterling on screen.
I've been wanting to do that. We've known each other for over 10 years and we've done theater together for most of that time, but we were never like in scenes together. Like I literally said we were acting adjacent to each other. So it would be like there was one play that we had to play, like we would do these tableaus and we had to like hold each other and like do all these weird like different kind of and we didn't have to say a word, man. Okay. We couldn't say a word.
Not
to
acting
each other.
Opposite.
Yeah, we're not acting opposite of each other. Right. And then when I got This Is Us, I was like, we're still not acting opposite. Quite. Like not quite, but like I'm still part of your family. But and then I was like, and I'm old and you're young, like so I can't even. Right. But that's why I was so grateful about Hotel Artemis, man, because like we finally got to play brothers, like to be like in it together. Like God bless Drew Pierce for that, and like the director of Hotel Artemis and everybody that had anything to do with it, because like a dream has been fulfilled.
I
like,
I hope that's first of many times that you guys.
I hope so too, man.
Together.
I was like, it's not over out here. Like, he's like literally like my brother. He's my best friend. So being able to play with him on set is really funny because we're petty. We're petty people and we do petty things to each other on set, and it's great.
And it's great.
And I think the pettiest thing is that I got to go on his show
and kind of steal the show
and kind of have an Emmy nomination from it. I was like, yes, I swagger jacked his show.
You really did. You really
so
did.
Great.
And for 2 days of filming,
it was great, man. But This Is Us, I can't even tell you like that experience and that show and everyone who's involved with that show. Like Dan Fogelman, man, I don't know. Where he comes up with these amazing stories and the way to tell the stories. But the family Pearson, man, every single one of them, Susan, Chrissy, Milo, Mandy, like every single one of them I absolutely adore. And they welcome me with open arms as if though, it was my home, And Ron Cephas and I and Sterling all did theater together in New York. And Ron, it was just so great to be a part of that family line. So I'm so glad that
it does seem like a family.
It really is. It really is. It's so funny because that episode, so the woman who played William's mother, Amanda Warren, we went to Yale together. So she is one of my best friends. And I had no idea that she was going to be in that episode till we were in LA together. I was like, well, I'm here doing This Is Us. What are you doing? She's like, I'm on This Is Us. It's like
same episode.
The same episode? I was like, perfect. Whoa. So it was like all of those chips stacked up between Amanda and Ron and Sterling. Like these are all mine.
It was meant to be.
It was really. I really believe it was fated that it happened that way.
But you learned the song the day before.
Yeah, man. Music is for me is like something that I've always like grew up. I was like, and I know it sounds cliche, but literally, music was the only thing that I had to like kind of be heard in a house full of adults. I was like the baby boy out of like 4 older sisters, and then my mom and my dad had this amazing record collection, and I just would always listen to all kinds of music. Like, I was a huge Fleetwood Mac fan as a kid, and then I would listen to like, some like Mingus, and then I would listen to, Prince, and then I'd go, because I was a Bee Gees freak. Like I used to walk around the house trying to be Barry Gibb, you know what I mean? Like just say, just like,
I wouldn't have.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's just really fun as a kid.
Yeah, like however you can annoy the adults in your house, you do it, and I did it, so it was great. But
this is explaining a lot.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's me. That's who I am. I'm annoying as shit. Totally. Also I was in show choir in high school, man. Like I was in show choir for 3 years of my life at E.E. Smith High School in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Big ups, Golden Bulls. And Miss McNair, my music teacher, she literally like just pulled me aside. Well, you had to audition to get in the show choir. Yeah. And you had to audition every year, actually. And it was just so much fun to be in this, like, because my high school was predominantly black. And we had this predominantly black show choir that would sing and do all, like, that's why when I look at like Pitch Perfect and Glee and stuff like that, I was like, man, we did that before anybody did. Like, we used to like do tournaments and so, but it was fun. It was just a vessel to like go and like, share music with people and be with your friends and that. But I never really thought I was a singer. Like I never thought I was a singer.
And when was acting introduced into the equation, or was that always part of the picture?
You know what? I didn't really know. I still to this day didn't know I was a professional actor until like 5 minutes ago. But just now I was like, oh, okay. But like acting for me, man, I mean, like I just always, like I said, I was raised in a house full of adults. So like I didn't really have much of a venue other than like the library and television, you know what I mean? Sure. So like reading was something that I always loved. And I just always acted stuff out because I needed to be seen in this house full of adults. And I tell people this all the time, and I know it sounds like weird, but if I wasn't acting, that therapy bill would have been hella big. Like it was like my family, there's so many different characters in my family, and I was like, well, I gotta act them out. I gotta find a way I gotta show people at school that I'm actually okay. You know what I mean? Like even though these are the characters I live with, I'm okay, I swear to God. But then I just like to imitate people, and it was fun. But then, you know, like once people kept saying that this is what you should do, you should really like look into this, you know, I would laugh in their face and, you know, go on about it. But then
if enough people tell you,
you know, I was like, you know, Luke Skywalker didn't really know that he was a Jedi until somebody was like, slapped him in the face like, you're a Jedi, you ass.
That's the
not that I'm Luke Skywalker in any way. J.J. Abrams, hope you're listening. But like, you know, but that's how it goes sometimes. Like you don't know the depths of what you can reach sometimes until people kind of like show it. You need pushes, you know.
And you need a push from the choir teacher and from the parents and from the
like, and I mean, I honestly am standing where I am, and in big part to Sterling as well. You know what I mean? Like he showed me how fun this could be and how you could forge these relationships with people that are actually like your peers, and like when you watch them, you're in awe of what they do, and you want to be like, you know, where they are, and it inspires you to keep doing what you're doing. So it's been, I can't believe like a year later, like I remember when he was going through his circuit, and I was like, dude, you're gonna win. It's gonna be great. You're gonna do this. Like, oh my God.
This time last year.
And I was just like, I just never thought any of that for myself at all. Like never. I never thought that I'd be sitting in the play. I can't believe that I'm going to the Emmys with, you know, my best friend will be over there nominated for his own. But I didn't think I'd get a nomination for his show. You know what I mean? Like I was like being on his show, you know. But I mean, it's serendipitous, man. It's been the most serendipitous.
Really, that specific episode of that specific show, that seems like it was a meant to be moment.
It totally was. I mean, because it really was a big part of my healing as well. Because, you know, at that time, you know, I lost my mother a year ago. Literally the day we wrapped Atlanta, my mother died in a car accident, and I just really thought that there was no way I could. I was like, how do I balance the immense joy of doing what I just did with my good friends in Atlanta, doing this great show and having the time of my life, with the lowest part of my life, like losing my best friend and my mentor, my confidant, like the woman that I cherish more than anything in the world, to be taken so quickly like that. And, you know, then all these, but like this whole year is a culmination of knowing that she's here. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like that episode literally has healed my soul in a big way. Having to even sing that song, I was like, are you kidding me?
Well, that's
like,
the thing.
I was like, Mom, I was like, what are you doing, man? Like, are you really trying to? And then like the road trip, you know, because like that's what I was going to do with my mother. And then the Ducks, what happened? I was
Ducks.
Like, you know, I was like, me and my mom had this thing with Cardinals, and like, there's all these things, and like, and I'm watching, and then my good homegirl Amanda is playing William's mom. I was like, oh God,
that's so weird.
But I think that says a lot about what we do, because it's like I've been so fortunate in this life and in this year that I've been having to literally do the things that really speak to my heart. I mean, I know it sounds so flowery, but I mean, I've never taken a project that my heart wasn't in, and I really feel like the more and more that I've listened to it, because I mean, after Atlanta, I'm not gonna lie, like after my mom was gone, I was like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who I was anymore. You know, I was like, now I'm this motherless kid wandering around trying to figure out. But I swear, like everything that I've done, every single project that I've touched on has been from my heart. It's spoken to my heart, and I'm just very grateful to even be sitting here and being able to talk about that. Because for a while, like going through the trajectory of what's been happening, I debated very much to tell people like where I was coming from and what was going on in my personal life with that loss.
Of course.
And then This Is Us happens, and I was like, oh, well, I got to confront it.
Exactly.
I just got to confront it. I got to just do it.
Show.
So, you know.
And the fact that was all fit into that song. Like that song is emotional, not just because it's It's there in the moment in that room. It's connected to the episode itself. It's connected to the show.
Yeah.
And it somehow does touch on that just universality of this show.
Yeah.
We all see ourselves in this family.
It saved my life. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like it really provided a place for me to feel like I could get all the anger and all the frustration and all the pain and all the sorrow out on that one episode, because, you know, it's called Memphis because you got to go home. Like, at some point, we all have to go home, and we have to remember what home is. And that, I mean, like, seriously, it couldn't have happened in a better way. That episode was crafted the way it was because of the brilliant mind of Dan Fogelman. But for me to play that character, to holding that connection to Randall and William's past was it was great. Also, I was like, well, I must be that cousin. You know what I mean? Like, here I am playing another cousin, you know, that's in music, cousins. You know, like, but I mean, like, that's to me a great gift, because it's like, you know, our cousins and our family and our brother, like, because we have a lot of play cousins, right? Like, you know, that there's some people in your life that are just like, oh yeah, well, like, that's my cousin. Like, what is a cousin really? You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like that. When you find those people that hold the key to who you are, you know what I mean, and
they're on that line between just friends and family,
right? And family, you know, because I feel like most of my family in my life is family that I picked, you know, like friends that I've gotten along the way, like people that I've met at different places in my life, and you know, you kind of obtain those people and you keep them with you, but we're not blood related. But I'm like, but you're still my family, like there's still, and that's kind of why I'm really happy that I got to do This Is Us, because it really shows that family is important, no matter how it's made, no matter where it comes from.
Totally. And
that this story is a tale as old as time. Like, yeah, there have been mixed families, displaced families, people that get families from. You can make family wherever you find it, as long as the love is there. That's and yeah, I'm very grateful that happened, and very grateful. Like, and This Is Us is a bomb ass show. It's great,
and that was the best episode of the show, I think. Well, thank you. I can't believe that. I feel like for most actors, like everything you've just described, like this loss and this connection to family, like all of that is this abstract stuff that it's often kind of difficult to channel that into the very technical on-camera stuff. Yeah. But you got to do it in that song. Yeah. And that's different.
Yeah, it was, I can't, like that was her, man. You know, like at the end of the day, I was like, that was definitely my mother. And believe in what you believe, you know, Buddha, God, Yahweh, whatever the hell it is you think you believe in, but there is something so much bigger than us. And when you just allow yourself to let that guide you and let it move through you, man, sometimes the results end up being what you saw. And I mean, I know that was her, definitely. Like, it just like could only be that. So I'm just grateful that I got a chance to do, like, that bucket list thing is checked off. It was like, great. And then it's even funnier that I got to then turn around and look like my father.
I was going to ask, so that you then were aged to look like your father.
Like when I saw how old he was, I showed him a picture of my dad, and like my dad has always had like this bald spot in the middle, but kept the fro on the side. You know what I mean? Had his glasses, his gold chain, and I was like, make me just this, and they did it to the T, man. Yeah. Like. So, like, when I would go in my trailer, like, after I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh,
at first. I didn't think it was you. I thought it was an older actor.
That's my future. Like, that is my future right there, man.
And that seems fitting, too, that you would play your father.
Of course. And, like, now at this point, he's all I have, you know? Like, now that my mother is gone, you know, now me and my father are the ones. That's what I'm saying. That whole episode, I was just like, oh, God. It was just like, oh, my God. Like, what do you do with this time? What do you do? So, like, it was really interesting to have to confront that while doing this episode. It was a lot. It was a lot for 2 days, you know what I mean?
2 days, yeah.
But it was brilliant. Like, the direction of the episode was great, and it was a lot, but it was worth every single minute that I did it. I was exactly where I was supposed to be. I was at that moment in that place in the story. That's where I was supposed to be, and I was very happy about it.
How much of acting for you is tackling scary things. It's going to
all of it.
Fearful place.
Every single, all of it. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm not a trap rapper in my life, and now you want me to go down here and like shoot a dude in the chest and like you know what I mean? But like, the fear of it is what is so exciting, because it's like I don't know where I'm gonna go, but I feel like we all have those things in us. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when actors take on certain parts, there's got to be a part of us that has that in us in order for us to really like go as far as we can. Like, that's what I liked about Alfred, because I was like, at the end of the day, yeah, he can be labeled as being like this thug and being this dope dealer, but at the end of the day, he's still somebody's son. He's still somebody's cousin. He's a good dude. Yep. He has a great heart. He's funny. You know, he knows how people view him. But, you know, Alfred, to me, is one of my favorites because, like, we all have an Alfred, man, and I feel like it's becoming redundant when I say that, but it's true. Like, you know, like we all have that cousin, we all have that friend, we all have that one that we, you know, that will do anything for you, that will literally drive your Bronco. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that will literally will be there for you, and they're okay with the circumstances that they have. You know, they're okay with being still in Atlanta, and while everyone goes off and does their thing, they're okay with people overlooking them this way, because at the end of the day, they know who the hell they are. Right. And I love Alfred so much because of that and because of who he is. And you know, I went to college in Atlanta, and like I have made some of the best friends that I still have to this day. To this day, I still have those friends from Atlanta that still guide me and still hold me down. But they also... that seems like full circle, too. It definitely was. Yeah. Like, when I tell you that this year has kind of been a year of, like, manifest destiny in some kind of way, like, it's been this kind of, like, I don't know. Like, it's been very spiritual. It's been very, very... it's got to be with the heart, man. Like, I was like, I just opened my heart up and these things happen. It's that thing of people are telling you, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Yeah. And instead, it's these opportunities that are telling you that now. Yeah, and because of that, I can't really have any fear for him, you know? I mean, like, I can't really go in and be shook about it, because it's like, well, it's put there in front of me for a reason, so let me go and see what's going to happen. Like, I never thought in a million years, I mean, I knew when we were down there playing and having the time of our lives making this show that we were having a good time, but there was nothing to say that everybody would ride along with us, you know? And nor did we care about that. We were so happy about, like, what we had created and how much fun we had and the stories we were telling. And to see how that show has done what it's done is still remarkable to me. We'll continue to do. I think. I mean, like, because I love them. Like, Zazie, Keith, Donald, like, every single hero I direct, like, every single one of them, I absolutely love them. And we love each other in our own ways. And we couldn't be more of a motley crew. Like, we're the most different people in the world, but that's part of the spirit. That's what brings us together. You know what I mean? So, and then to be back in Atlanta, which is like, when I tell you that Atlanta is literally where I became who I am, like from 18 to 22, that's when I discovered, oh, maybe acting's my thing. Oh, like, you know, maybe I do like smoking Marlboro Lights. Oh, yeah, like, maybe I do like buying weed from Routt Street Projects. Yeah, oh, you know what I mean? Like, that's where I could be me. You know what I mean? It's where I could be me, dress me, do whatever I wanted to do. And so then to come back almost 10 years later after, you know, graduated from college and then do that show, man, it was like a love letter to me. Like, it was like a love letter to that city and to the people of that city, because like I promise you, every single day I was in Atlanta, I had the time of my life. Well, yeah, you found yourself, you found who you are there, but then you go back to play someone not like you at all. Yeah, exactly. Isn't that the rub? It's a trip. But you offset off camera, you guys just... You were a family. You were, man. I mean, like, they, you know, like, motley crew. You could literally, like, Keith would be at my apartment eating lemon pepper wings with me. You know what I mean? Like, we would go to play, like, just hang out all the time. To getting but that was what we were just gonna do. You know what I mean? Like that, like, you know, lemon pepper wings are a staple of Atlanta anyway. So it's like, let's get these wings, man. And let's chill out. You know, like, and I loved being around them. Like, and even if I wasn't in an episode, I'd go to set and hang out. You know, like, amazing. And it was just really like a great atmosphere and a great time, you know, and that's why I kind of have to always remind myself that even though the day we wrapped ended with such tragedy for me, every single day that I was doing Atlanta, I was happy. Like every single day. Like I woke up, I don't like the sun. Okay, I don't like the sun beaming in my room at 8 o'clock in the morning, telling me when to get the hell up. But in Atlanta, I was like, oh, the sun's up, man. Like let's go out. Like let's do some stuff. Like it was like, I don't know.
That's amazing.
It really allowed me to just be happy, man. Like Atlanta was really just. I miss them now. I'm like, I cannot wait to see them again. Like, I cannot wait to go back down there and just like play and have the time of our lives.
And it's
again.
that play that loosens it up, and I think generates the kind of creativity that show had.
I agree.
Left and right. I have never seen a new comedy that was that sure of itself from the very first moment.
Oh wow, really?
And a whole season of just like, this is our thing. And like you said, I find it so remarkable that you guys didn't know you were going to win Golden Globes to get nominated for Emmys.
No way.
You just thought,
I mean,
no way.
I know for me, I damn sure didn't know it was going to happen like that, you know? And
it was just your project that you became really passionate about, because how could you not?
Yeah, man.
Such great.
There's definitely a thread between the four of us in that show, because it's like, we check up on each other all the time. We send each other random stupid jokes all the time. Like, there's just, when I think about them, I talk, I let them know. And I don't really know of a lot of places that do.
Yeah.
You know, like, I remember being in theater and doing theater. Theater was a place that you felt that, you know what I mean? Like, you're in your dressing room and you meet in the green room and you talk, like, because you're with these people. You're bearing your soul on this live stage with people every night. And if you're lucky, there is a familial unit that goes on. Right. If you're lucky... But I never thought that in a television show, something so new, that we would be so connected like that. Like there was no such thing as you making an error or doing a mistake. Like come in here and just play. Like let's just go and find this together. And the three of them, I mean, like, Donald and Keith Azizi are just really family, like when we were talking earlier about family, collecting that family. I was like, here we go. These are
the new family.
They're really my new family, my new cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're really great. And it's fun. It's fun when you get to do that.
And you're right that's super rare in television.
Or in this field, period, you know what I mean? Because some of us take shit way too seriously. And it's like, at the end of the day, we're still doing make-believe, guys. Like, we still have to go to hair and makeup. We still have to wait and do all this stuff. But at the end of the day, find the joy, man. Find
the joy.
And I'm young. I'm new to this. I'm a newbie. Maybe next year I'll be like, this is all bullshit. What I said.
We'll check in next year.
We'll check it. But as of right now, like, there's nothing more gratifying than being able to show up and play with my friends. Because I've realized that life is going to give you what the hell life is going to give you. Yes, and it's best that you really just embrace that and enjoy that and not lose yourself in the world of make-believe.
But I feel like that's super hard. That idea is hard to maintain in the ups and downs of the industry, especially since in your situation where you're on, in terms of the work, you're on a huge up. Yeah. Like you're almost so busy. Yeah. Like how do you stay grounded and in the midst of campaigning for an Emmy and
mostly? Oh no, and we but
it's not true.
Well, I mean, like we're not gonna all out there. But honestly, reminding myself that I deserve to be happy, man. Because there's so many moments that I pause and I think about the people that I've lost. I lost like a lot of people in the past 3 years, and it sucks and it never stops sucking. Yeah. But they were also my biggest fans. You know what I mean? Like of anything that I did, and it's like I have to take that moment and just be like, embrace the pain of it, but then also go out and embrace the fact that you're still here. Like you're still here and you're still able to go and do. Like I never thought in a million years that I would be in a penthouse apartment having a scene across from Viola Davis. Never in my life.
Jesus.
Like never in my life did I think that I'd be working with some of the most amazing artists and directors and creatives that I've always known about, that I've always really admired. But I never told myself that it couldn't happen either. Because I'm like, I'm in the room with you too. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I admire you and I love you, but yo, we're in the room together. Yeah. So how can we smash this together? You know what I mean? Like, how can we do this together? But I'm still a juvenile. Like, I'm still like, oh my God, like, oh wait. But, like, once you release all that and once you just like realize that you have earned your place in that room too, and that everyone started somewhere. You just own it and have fun and like.
Total. And I love that it's about the happiness. It's about admitting to yourself that you deserve it.
Yeah. I just always want to be happy. Like, I know that sounds so... Like, we live in a time that is so goddamn annoying. Like, that's the only... I was like, I can't even express... I was like, I'm not trying to get political in any way, but it's an annoying-ass time. I'm like, I'm really tired of being annoyed. Like, I'm really tired of... It's just a constant state of annoyance, but at the same time, it's like, I have to find a way. I must find a way to be happy,
to find the joy,
to find the joy. And I tell you that anytime that I get a script, or anytime that I'm acting across from somebody that I admire, or anytime that I get to like, you know, like, it's so weird. Anytime I get a script that has blood in it, I'm like, yes, because that means I get to get covered in like syrup, and then my braids can be bananas, and like, you know, that child shit still comes out of me, and I never want to lose that wonder of it. You know what I mean? And and especially now in the time we live in, like, wonder is so awesome to have, because it's like. It could be so murky in my mind all the time. It's all the time, man.
Dark,
all the time, and I just don't want to lose the wonder at all of what the possibilities of this can be. You know, because next year may be different. You know, 5 years down the line, who knows where I'll be. But at the end of the day, it's like I still want to make sure that the wonder of it all is still happening, and that my heart is still surrounded by that, and that those same people that have, you know, come along the way to provide that wonder and happiness for me will be there too. Yeah.
I think there's something about being serious about that playfulness. Like, there's a way that I think you very much do this, of like, it is the playfulness, but it's not willy-nilly. It's like you take the craft very seriously, and you take your work seriously because you're so passionate about it. Wow. Because you know that's what you want to do.
Can you basically follow me around and like say that to people? I can't piece that together. I would never been able to craft that shit. Like I
can see it in your performances. And that's why I'm so excited about all of the many projects you just listed. Yeah. And like I said, this feels a lot like Sterling last year at this same time.
It's so bizarre.
It must be crazy for you to both be here. You're both going to go to the Emmys this year.
Man. He is... I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, he sucks mostly, but like he is literally, I owe a huge part of me continuing to do what I do to him. You know what I mean? Because he just wouldn't let me quit. He's so annoying that way. Like, if I, like, dude, like, he likes to do this thing where he's calling, like, hey, remember that time last year when you said you didn't think you were going to work again? Remember that time, man? Remember? I'm like, shut the up, so like, okay, man, like, thank you, got it, check, all right, thank you. But you gotta say thank you. Yeah, all the time, all the time. I will always be thankful to. Like I said, man, when you let the universe do what it do, you know, sometimes it'll send you those people in your life that are literally meant to inspire and push your ass forward in places that you never thought you could. And Sterling Kelby is definitely one of those for me. And I mean, I'll never hear the end of it, you know. Like, I will never hear the end of it, but you know, it's all worth it. Yeah, it's all worth it because I got an Emmy nomination for being on his show. Damn. So I'm amazing. Like, I really do think you get to say you kind of stole the show, like, a little bit as a guest actor. Well, what I said to him when I first got on set, like, you know, in my petty ass way, like, I rolled up to him, like, you know, was looking at my sides or whatever, and was like, so I think I just swagger jacked your show. He pours his heart into every episode of that show, and you're just like... I was like, I think I just swagger jacked your show, man. Did I just swagger jack your show? He and Ron are working their asses off every week. But, like, he was like, whatever. Like, then once the Emmy nominations came out, he was like, man, you swagger jacked my damn show. I was like, yeah, I mean, it was all worth it, though, man. It was all worth it. Oh, amazing. So it's great to be able to go on this ride with them. With all of them, you know what I mean? I'm so happy for Ron. I'm so, like, Ron is a master, man. Like, we used to do workshops in New York together, and I would just look at this smooth-ass, cool dude who always had, like, these earrings in, man, had this, like, a fedora on, man, like, just, like, when he opened his mouth, man, I was like, who is this dude? Like, this dude is just, he's amazing. I was like, I know that wherever, I want to be on the stoop with that dude, you know what I mean? I want to listen to records with that dude. I want to, like, go and get cigars with that dude, you know? And to watch his work and the recognition he's getting for his work right now is just so I can't even. What's the best word? Effervescent? I don't know. Like it's just it's so great to watch these men that I've learned from and
that you've worked with before and are now working with again,
and just to watch that happen. You know, like it's really dope to have this year be the way it is, and it's so refreshing too. So it's like, and we're nowhere near done. You know what I mean? Like there's just so much more. We just chipped the surface of what is happening. I'm just so grateful that, you know, the Emmy, you know, committee saw us and it's like, yo, let's give these. Because also, shout outs to Dennis O'Hare too. Like when I tell another actor that I admired in New York, and where I'm like, this is really a great day, a great era of the film and television. Like it's really refreshing.
There's almost too much.
Yeah, there's literally too much television. I was like, man, there's 19 shows that I have to watch right now, and then this was going to tear my heart out, and this was going to make me laugh my ass off, and then this was going to make me really think. But damn, I only have 5 hours today.
Like maybe I should just go for the laugh my ass off ones and skip that.
You know what, man? But then you get This Is Us, where you laugh your ass off, and then you're like, oh, Kleenex ready. Like, oh God, I now have a stock of Kleenex in here, man. I never thought I would ugly cry at a television show. Like, I mean, like ugly crying, like just
me too,
snot,
all
like,
the time.
Just like, you know that cry where you go like one episode did that to me.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh God, who am I, man?
And then you can only get more attached from there on. And
I know.
Can we expect to see more from Will's cousin?
I hope so. I really hope so. Flashbacks? I mean, like, I think that there's
another song.
I mean, Lord. I hope so. I mean, you know, in any universe that Dan Fogelman creates, man, I would love to be a part of, and like, you know, we'll see. I really hope so. I mean, like, there's so much more Memphis to explore, and now that, you know, Ricky is like the last thing that he has to his father's past. You know, like maybe it would be nice, but you know, who knows? We'll see.
You might have to do it in old makeup.
I'm pretty certain I will, which is like, I'm totally down with that too. Like, you know, I don't mind walking around. I already look like my dad now, so it's like,
no, that's not true. Like I said, I didn't recognize you when you.
Oh, really?
I was like, oh, they got a different actor to.
Well. Hey, all right.
But then you were playing the music, and I was like, oh, so wait, maybe it is him, and then I have to look it up, and it was you.
It's you. Yeah, but it's me. I mean, I don't know. I mean, This Is Us is so great, but I'm really excited to get back to our season 2 too. So like, that'll be coming very soon. So I'm very excited about that.
You mentioned Yale and the technical training, and I'm always curious, how much at the forefront of your mind is that stuff, especially on a set? Are you breaking it down, Stanislavski? Are you like actively
You know what's really interesting
that?
Is that Sterling and I both were taught by the same acting professor. Ron Van Loo taught at NYU first and trained Sterling, and then he left there and came to Yale. Yes, I said he left NYU and came to Yale because I'm petty. He came to Yale, and I was part of the first class that he ushered into Yale. And the great thing about that, man, was that, you know, he picked us individually, but could kind of like see us for who we really were and know exactly what we wanted to master, be it the text or scripts or ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, who are you? You know what I mean? He had this quote. He had type. He had this quote. It was like, do you want to be right or do you want to be interesting? And I'm like, oh, wait, yo, man, like that's
interesting. The one approach is like, let's just make this actor the most well-rounded, teach them everything. Yeah, and then different aspects.
But then also, only you as the person knows what can go in your tool belt and what you don't need. You know what I mean? Like, and for me, like, because it was all over the place at Yale. Like, I was like, when am I ever going to be at Yale again? Like, I just like, you know what I mean? I was like, this is lit. And I was like one of the youngest in my class, man. I went straight there out of college, and you know, it was my first time seeing a lot of things. I was like, oh my God, there's snow, and they still want us to go to class in this. Like, what the hell is that?
Same.
But you know, I think that it was mostly just about I know it's gonna sound so cliche when I say it, but knowing yourself, you know what I mean? Like really knowing who the hell you are. Like for real. Like don't miss out on this opportunity 3 years to go and see, you know, all the different parts of people that you can, and like know that, you know, just because they're a director, that's not all there is to them. Just because, you know, like I also met Terrell McCraney at Yale. Like, you know, he is one of the best voices of this generation. And I had the luxury to do, you know, most of Terrell's plays and for most of my acting career.
Wow.
And so it was more about like meeting these people and meeting these minds that kind of like reflected the world you kind of wanted to live in, reflected the world that you wanted to make. And of course you gravitate towards that. Absolutely. And you know, absolutely. You. Yeah. Find your fellow freaks, man. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with finding the freaks that like reflect the shit that you like and will do the things that you do. So, you know, I've just been very lucky to just constantly be around my freaks all the time, you know. And they've likely most chosen interesting over right as well. I mean, I think that's the only way to do it. I think really, that's what books you the gig. Right. I think because it's like, you know, there's a life to this person that you're given. You don't want to lie on their lives. You don't want to judge their lives because they picked you to tell their lives, you know? So it's like, how do you, I don't know, find a way to really reflect them and yourself at the same time and be okay with how you did it, you know what I mean? Like, it's so funny because as I'm learning, like after doing like 6 movies, one after the other, I mean literally one after the other. As soon as one wrapped, I had to go straight to the next one or overlap. New character. There was one time I was filming 3 movies at one time, and I really I had to go on set and was like, who the hell am I? What is it today? Okay, let's go. But that's the fun part, though. It is fun. Like that was the fun part of like trying to figure out what that is and still manage to like not kill anybody. You know what I mean? Like, but it was I don't know, man. I think that's what invigorates me so much about what I do, and to never get bored, to never get lackadaisical with this thing that we have. Because I mean, like, you know, you can call me talented or you can call me like trained or whatever the hell it is, but you at least need to know I'm Brian first. You know what I mean? I still want to be able to be me at all times, and sometimes I gotta do 3 movies at one time to make sure I know who the hell I am. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, but it's all still so, the wonderment of it is still great. You know what I mean? Like, and like being able to sit across from someone like you know, in this awesome ass studio, that, like, you know, this led me to that. These are the moments of wonder that I constantly want to hold on to. Moments of wonder. And that's why when you're saying not get bored, I don't think that's ever going to be a danger for you. I hope not, man. I mean, unless they start sedating me for being so goddamn crazy. You know, but no, I hope not. I don't think that's going to be a thing. I hope not, It's funny because we should wrap up soon, but I always ask about, you know, early career acting advice, but you're in your early career. I'm in my early career. And that's so exciting. I'm in my early career. I remember doing the Hollywood Reporter Roundtable. And I was like, legends of comedy, man. And I was like, are y'all sure? Like, I was like, am I really like, are you sure? And I'm just sitting next to like Ted Danson, man. Like, who I admire this man. Like, Ted Danson is the homie. I think he's brilliant. Then Kevin Bacon's right there. Then Bill Macy's right there. Camille, Anthony Anderson. And I'm sitting here in the suit talking about comedy to these guys. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's back to the owning it thing, back to the I deserve to be here. It was just an honor to be able to sit up there and because I could tell you almost every single thing that these men have done. Like, I've watched it as a person, like loving what they do, like, and to sit there, you know, like I said, I couldn't get intimidated. I couldn't be, because I was like, I'm in the room too. I'm here too. Yeah. But damn it, give me all the knowledge you have. And so it's very weird when people ask me for advice and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, drink. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'll give all the wrong advice. It's like somebody asking me for directions in a city I don't know. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I may stroll around this city confidently, like I've lived here for years, but I don't know where I don't know where to go, but I will wander. You know what I mean? I will wander with my wonder. That. Yes. Holla! There it is.
That was the perfect ending note. Brian,
that boy good.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
No, it was my pleasure.
Is there anything else you want to tell Backstage users, Backstage readers and listeners?
Oh, man, just keep reading Backstage and listening to Backstage because it's bomb. It's bomb. Do it.
Thank you for saying that.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Thank you so much, Brian, for joining us and showing us some of your tricks and talking about your craft. I am so excited to see what he does next, which is apparently a lot of things.
Yeah, he's got a lot of plate spinning.
We're about to see him everywhere, so I'm glad that he joined our podcast first.
Definitely.
So that brings us to the end of our second to last episode, Jamie. What does that mean in terms of, should we tell our listeners who we have on deck for our last episode?
I don't know if I can contain my excitement, as you can probably tell. I'm not being sarcastic, I am actually excited.
No, I know. Should we reveal who it is?
Yeah. We have Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
And Anthony Anderson.
Yeah.
The two titans of TV comedy.
Yep.
Two of the titans of TV comedy.
Huge. On our little show.
Emmy nominated for leading actress in a comedy series for Veep and leading actor in a comedy series for Blackish, which are, quite honestly, two of my favorite shows on television.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I'm so glad that they joined us, and I can't wait for Monday's episode. Well, let's send our listeners off and get to work on that.
Better put it together before Monday.
Yeah. All right, let's roll credits.
Yep.
In the Envelope, an awards podcast, is recorded at Lotus Productions and ARS Studio in New York City and Soundbox LA and Mark Grau Studio in Los Angeles. Thank you, as always, to producer, editor, and all-around podcast extraordinaire Jamie Muffett. You can follow him on Twitter at JamieMusicNYC. You can follow me, Jack Smart, on Twitter at JackSmartWrites. Thank you, as always, to the team at Backstage, a.k.a. the most trusted name in casting: Peter Rappaport, Ryan Remstad, Jesse Balashak, Francis Ramos, Rawaan Alkhatib, Mark Stinson, and especially the astounding Kasey Howe. For more awards and industry coverage, head over to Backstage.com. Thank you for listening. Tune in next time for another glimpse in the Envelope.